Welcome to Regenerate You. I'm Dr. Nirvana, a board-certified and licensed naturopathic doctor. I created this podcast to share my tips and knowledge on restoring your health naturally. It's exciting to share my unique approach with you, regenerating your body from the inside out. So get ready to receive practical and effective approaches for living your best life possible. Happy New Year, everyone. It's 2020. Welcome to the new year and welcome to my podcast Regenerate You. What an exciting time of year this is, where we get to start everything fresh. And in my practice, this means that everyone wants to schedule an appointment to get their health back on track, which makes perfect sense. And from my experience, what I have found is that it's not always about changing your diet or taking certain supplements, even those things are beneficial. It's more about changing habits to make sure that whatever your goals are, they're achievable and sustainable throughout the entire. I think consistency is the key to success, as well as organization. This is the time of year where I love to do a January spring cleaning, if you will. So I'll go through all of my supplements. I'll figure out what the expiration dates are, if I've used the supplements, if I haven't used the supplements, what I need to get rid of. So a little bit of a good start to organizing my health, if you will. But these 5 tips that I've created for starting the new year right, I think are the true beginning of really setting yourself up for success in terms of your health. To jot these down, and without further ado, my tip number 1 is do what you're good at. I would imagine you must be doing something right if you've gotten this far in life. Think back to a time when things have challenged you and determine what that common thread was in those challenges. And if you can, you'll see that you can carry that thread on to your challenges now to create future successes. It's almost as if, it's not almost as if history does repeat itself. And so if you can figure out what that repetitive challenge was, how can you use that to create more successes in your goals today to equal even further successes? Tip number 2. This is a nag for some people and a very common thing among my patients, but drink more water. I actually have a huge water jug that I carry with me, and some of my patients have stated, wow, that's quite the jug you have there. And it is. It's a large one, but it allows me to make drinking water very convenient. I keep it right on my desk, and I actually carry it with me wherever I go. It's in my car, and then that way I can monitor how much water I've drank throughout the day, if I've met my needs, and it makes it easier to drink water when it's just right there. As we know, water is one of the most important basic building blocks to our health because it's allowing all of the chemical processes in our body to work more fluidly. Pun certainly intended. As Dr. Diadamo helped to educate so many of us in the importance of water and how it has a vibration to it. So this vibration is actually carrying a frequency too. And these frequencies are a communication that the cells transmute to one another. So if your cells are able to communicate messages to one another more fluidly, a lot more readily, then it just makes the process so much easier for the body to be healthy, to get messages across from the membranes from the nucleus to the other nucleus of the cell, etc. So water does help to do that. And another favorite reason of mine to drink more water is that it helps us to regularly help to eliminate waste. So we got to get those toxins out. In naturopathic medicine, we have some as the homunctories. So the homunctories are the main detox pathways of the body. So, homunctory number one is actually going number one, or urinating. It's really important to get those fluids out as much as possible in that manner, to urinate. So, the more we urinate, the more we can get toxins out that way. And going number two is the second one. So, the more that we can go to the bathroom, defecation, getting those toxins out from the gut, if you will, into the toilet where it belongs, will help to eliminate more toxins as well. And the third homunctory would be sweating. So we have to have enough fluid in our bodies to generate that sweat to carry the toxins out through our skin and our pores. And the fourth homunctory, breathing in, and breathing out as deeply as possible. If you've ever noticed when you breathe on glass or a mirror, you see that precipitation, if you will. You see humidity, you see liquid that comes on the glass. And that's because, so that becomes another wonderful tool for excreting toxins. And that's actually one great reason that yoga is so good for us as well. So, drink up so that you can sweat it out, urinate it out, defecate it out, and breathe it out. Tip number three, do what makes you feel good so you can feel healthy. Being healthy is about consistency, but it's also about desire. If you like doing something that makes you feel healthy, you're more likely to succeed. And have my patients write a list of the things they already do that help their body feel better. Then I ask them to determine how they can add to this list on a daily basis to their routine. So that way they're beginning with the things that they like, which will make achieving them even easier. It's all about making things as easy as possible to make us as successful as possible. Tip number 4, give yourself credit. All too often, we're oblivious to our strengths. Compliments, we actually shrug them off. Unfortunately, however, when we pay more attention to what we're doing wrong than right, that creates a stagnancy in us, a stagnancy of unhealth, if you will. It keeps our mind and our physical and spiritual just stagnant on the past, as opposed to focusing on the good things, so that it helps to strive our confidence, so that as your confidence grows, your future successes will grow as well. So don't be shy when it comes to giving yourself credit. And finally, the very last tip, and probably my most favorite one, is to make sleep a priority. It's hard to feel your best when you're constantly exhausted from lack of sleep. You're not sleeping is vital. Is it because you're exposed to too much light right before bed? Even an hour before bed, watching TV or being on our telephones or watching an iPad or being on the iPad watching a movie. All of these things transmute blue light, which actually stimulates our circadian rhythm to wake up, as opposed to allowing melatonin to be elevated at night for it to do its job. So addressing that would be important. The second thing that I see common in a lot of my patients is that they drink a lot of wine at dinner. And so while wine makes us sleepy at first, it will immediately wake us up if we're drinking too much wine. It creates too much sugar in the body, therefore waking us up and not allowing us to actually have a restful, deep sleep. And then the third thing, which I see common in a lot of my female patients, is that they're waking up at certain times. Now, this just doesn't have to just be specific to only women. For different reasons, men will be waking up at certain times as well. But when women wake up between 2 to 4 a.m., they don't have enough progesterone levels. And they'll notice that consistency of waking up at a certain time. So getting your hormones checked is very beneficial to helping you sleep better. Sleep also helps with creating healthy cortisol levels in our body so that our weight can be maintained and we can lose weight more readily. Now, I feel that cortisol can get a bad rap in today's literature, but we need cortisol. We need healthy levels of cortisol to stimulate our sympathetic pathways, to help us to wake up in the morning and have enough energy. Nighttime is when it's supposed to be its lowest. So, making sure that your cortisol levels are checked as well. Another good reason is because cortisol and growth hormone have an indirect relationship with each other. So if cortisol levels are spiked at night, this doesn't allow growth hormone to do its job at night. And growth hormone is actually supposed to be high at night because that's the one hormone that helps us to calm and repair our body at night. So it's repairing our tissues. It's, like the little handyman fixer-upper doing its job. Sure that your hormone levels are checked. That's it, everyone. These are my top 5 tips. I hope you've enjoyed listening. I love sharing these tips with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're interested in reading more articles that I've written or more about what I do, please visit my website at drnirvana.com. You can also check me out on Instagram at Dr. Nirvana or on Facebook at Dr. Nirvana Heals. And if you haven't already left a rating, I would love it if you could do so. And thank you again for tuning in. It truly brings my heart such delight to share this information with so many people to live a happier and healthier life. And remember, when you regenerate, there's a new you every day. Bye-bye, everyone.